welcome back, and in case you haven't wondering why I haven't been making videos in a while, it's mainly been because my old computer pretty much just crapped out. Had a blue screen error every time I would boot it up and gave up on trying to fix it after so many tries. But I have a new computer now, so everything's pretty much good now at least. And yeah, so I'm gonna be doing more Descendents albums reviews, and we have 3 more to go. Everything Sucks, Cool to Be You, and Hypercaffeine Spasmate I will be reviewing, and then the next band I'll be reviewing albums from is All, which is a band much like the Descendents, pretty much has a lot of the members of Descendents in it except for Milo Ackerman, so I'm going to be reviewing those in the future as well, but for now we're going to be doing Everything Sucks by Descendents, so let's get into this. So in case you aren't aware, this album was actually the first Descendents album to actually reach the charts, with a few popular songs like When I Get Old and I'm the One especially, which I'm the One is definitely one of their most popular songs to date. And it as well has a music video for it, and I will link that in the description as well. But this album, I think, sparked a new era for the Descendents though. Like around this time, the sound quality kind of changed a bit, really changed the production completely. I think, like compared to their 80s albums, this album was definitely different in production and everything. This one was released on Epitaph, by the way, so it kind of changes a bit when it's on a different label and everything. This album had 15 songs total, and a lot of these songs, like the singles, I think are actually pretty good. They start off with Everything Sucks with an X on it instead of CKS, which I think was a good opener track though, kind of a more fast-paced type of track, really. It's only like 1 minute and 30 seconds long, but it's more of like a faster type of track, really. It's almost like hardcore type, almost. And then they have I'm the One, of course, which is pretty much the most popular song in this album, pretty much the biggest single in this album. And that was pretty much a song about, it kind of reminds me of Hope, kind of, and a lot of other songs like that they've written, kind of about the same type of thing, really. And they had Coffee Mug, which this surprisingly made a little bit of success too. They played this live a lot, I know of. I've watched a lot of their live shows on YouTube, and actually they played this one a lot live, and it's pretty funny actually. It's only about 34 seconds long, of course, but it's pretty funny actually. Descendents does definitely know how to make some humorous songs here and there. Some other songs are Rotting Out. Rotting Out I actually really liked, actually. Along with I'm the One, I liked I'm the One, of course, and I really liked Everything Sucks. And Rotting Out is definitely a really good track. Throughout this album, I think everything was about solid, especially with the time this was at. I think this was a solid time to get that kind of sound in, to really get some chart success, and they really did that in this album for sure. And after this album, a lot more people started to get aware of the Descendents who weren't aware already, and most people found out either through this album or Milo Goes to College. I found out through Milo Goes to College. I heard the song Suburban Home, and you know, I found them through that, but some people found them through when this album released back in the 90s, like 1997 is when this album released. Like people found out about it then because of their few charting singles actually, and I got into them. There's lots of songs in this album about lots of stuff from their previous albums. The only difference I would see really in this album is really their production quality. This is definitely the last album to have the type of root things they would write about, like the stuff they would write about when they started writing songs. And the next album is definitely a more mature album, but it's kind of the same type of production quality, but more mature songwriting and everything. Same with Hypercaffeine Spasmate, kind of the same. They have a few songs that are kind of about things that they would write about back in the 80s, but it's not really even half as much as what it used to be. This album I think was actually pretty good actually, with pretty much almost everything actually. It's definitely a little bit better than their last album, All. I think they kind of goofed around a little bit too much in All and forgot really how to make a really melodic type of song. It kind of really catches my ear. They kind of goofed around a little bit too much, but I still liked it for sure, but I think they goofed around a little bit too much. That didn't really make it a terrible album. It was alright, but it wasn't really their greatest album for sure. And this album I think was probably almost as good as I Don't Want to Grow Up. It's better than Enjoy as well. So I give this album a 4.2 out of 5 stars. I think this album, they definitely did write some catchy songs that would catch on every now and then. Descendents make some really catchy punk songs. They get stuck in your head after you hear them about 2 or 3 times. You'll want to come running back to the song a few days. Honestly, I don't get why the Descendents aren't still really that famous, you know? Because when you listen to their songs like 2 or 3 times, you're going back. Especially when you listen to songs like I'm the One and When I Get Old. Like, When I Get Old, I definitely like a lot. It makes me think about what I'll be like when I get old, to be honest. And they have a music video for When I Get Old as well, by the way, and I'll as well link to that. But this album, I think, was definitely a pretty good album. Actually, there's actually a few big reviewers, the Rolling Stone album guide, that reviewed it pretty badly, but I think it was actually pretty good for that time period. I think it really matched that time, and I think they really made songs that would catch on in this album. There's a few boring songs, really, but besides that, you know, they really made some songs that would catch on for people, including me, especially When I Get Old. Like, that's probably my favorite song in this album. It really caught on for me, so like I said, giving this album a 4.2 out of 5. The next album I'll be reviewing is Cool to Be You, which is more mature in songwriting, so yeah. I'll be reviewing those 2 Descendents albums in the future, but until then, guys, stay awesome, and I will see you guys later.